Let me see if I can take it outside because it's actually really pretty. Backlight. I'm just gonna have to do it on the bed. All right, so I am in Greece, Rhodes. It's been a while since I've updated my law school journey. So the last video I made about my law school journey was my first acceptance. I quickly decided on Georgetown. So here's what happened. If you're an international student, there's a lot of things that you need. You are moving countries. You need housing, you need visa. There's a lot of paperwork. It's a whole new thing if you're getting a loan, which I am. Yeah, you're not eligible for a government loan. There's so much to do. And also I knew that there's this thing called, I don't know if it's applicable to other graduate schools, but if you are getting to law school, a lot of people negotiate scholarships. I didn't know that was a thing. So even though acceptance news came in March, I like getting things done really, really early. I don't know, I just felt a little out of time, and Georgetown gave me a very good merit scholarship. They gave me, I'm just gonna say it. They gave me $40,000 per year. I looked it up and it was top 25 percentile merit scholarship. They just started with that. And I was on like 1,000 wait lists. So here's what happened. Okay, so my takeaway from this cycle is you really have to apply to schools that you really want to go to. Because there were 2 schools that I applied to just for the sake of applying to, because everybody was applying to them. And they were known to be very international friendly. But my heart wasn't in the application, and apparently it shows. These people do that for a living. So they read your app and they apparently can tell. So those 2 schools, aside from the top 3, were the only schools that rejected me. So I guess when you're writing your app, you just really have to mean it. As for the rejections, top 3. Yale, I think they pretty much knew soon, well, 6 weeks, that I wasn't Yale material. It wasn't like a right fit. So it was my first rejection. And I'm like, fine, you know, you guys at Yale. But Stanford and Harvard had me hanging for 4 months plus more, which was torture. Harvard was, as far as I know, the only school where they had uploaded their schedule on their website about when they're going to have their first acceptance, second acceptance, their interview invites. But I think it was like a day or 2 before their last interview invite that I got my rejection. I was like, just 1 or 2 more days and I could get my invite. And that's when I got my dong. And I'm like, no! If they hold on to your app longer, it means they are reading it more than once. So I do appreciate that they took their time to review it, to consider it, as long as they did. And yeah, other schools, all top 15 schools. Not all top 15. There were some schools that I didn't even apply to, even some schools that are very, very highly ranked. Some schools that are known to be quite internationally unfriendly. And to be honest, even if they were known to be internationally unfriendly, I would have applied to them if I wanted to go, but I didn't want to. There are so many reasons that I will not get into. So all the schools that I applied to, aside from the 2 that I mechanically applied to and the top 3, everywhere else waitlisted. Except for Georgetown, where I was accepted to. So that was March. And when I got my merit aid, like a week or 2 after my first acceptance, I started getting interview requests from the waitlisted schools. And when you are getting interview requests, it's a very, very good sign. They do not send out interview invites to everyone who are waitlisted. It's a really, really good sign. And then I started thinking, if I do the interview and then my results come out and then I do the negotiation with the scholarships and then I make my decision, visa application, housing, blah, 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 it's gonna take months, and do I have the patience for that? No. The mental exhaustion weighed with everything else, I just decided it wasn't worth it. And I actually had one interview with a school that I was quite excited about, but the interview process was a bit disappointing. I felt like the dean had just seen my app for the first time, the time of the interview. So I was like, I don't know. So after that interview, I wrote an email to Georgetown saying that I will pull from all my waitlists. I've been getting interview requests. I've had an interview. I am on a lot of other waitlists from similarly ranked schools, but I will pull from all of them if you up my scholarship. And they did, and they did. So I've received $50,000 per year, which is a lot because tuition is like a little over 70,000. I am so humbled and grateful. That just, you know, did it for me. Great school, great scholarship, no reason to consider any other option. But the day that I got my confirmation email from Georgetown, I got that email. So because of the time difference, when I wake up in the morning, I would get all these emails from the schools, and I got that email from Georgetown, and right above that in my inbox was an interview request from a very highly ranked law school. And, you know, no regrets. A lot of people were like, just do the interview. But I'm a woman of my words. And I just replied to that school that I've made my decision. I am going elsewhere. Thank you for the offer. But no, yeah. So I've settled on my school quite early. But here's why that I haven't told anyone that I'm going to law school. Everyone has been asking, like, are you going to law school? Are you going to law school? And every single time I've been saying, I don't know yet, I don't know. Not because I am unsure, but so a lot of people, so many people have been congratulating me, which I am so thankful for. And they were like, oh my god, you've done it all. You get to play and have fun and relax before the school starts, and now it's happy times for you. But I'm like, after getting my acceptance, that's when all hell broke loose. If you had seen my 56-minute video of my nearly 15 years of trainee life in the K-pop business, you know that just before my debuts, emphasis on the plural, a lot of unexpected things happened. Unexpected, illogical, irrational things happened that just prevented it from happening. So when I got accepted, I started, so this big trauma. Trauma is a thing. It's a condition. You can't suppress it. So it just started coming back to me. I started having panic attacks. I couldn't sleep or slept all day. I couldn't eat or ate all day. Mood swings were, yeah, because I feared that something crazy was going to happen last minute and I wasn't gonna go. I don't know what. And people are like, that is crazy, like everything's done, you got your acceptance letter, you got your scholarship, what could go wrong? But that is exactly what everyone said before my debut. Everyone said, it's done, you're going to debut, you're gonna have your song is done, you've recorded your single, you have your choreography, you have your music video director, you have your debut date. Everyone in the company, everyone in the broadcasting network knows you're gonna debut, we know you're gonna debut, you are going to debut, and then something messed up took place and I didn't get to. So I just started having all these nightmares about, I don't know what, taking place and me just not going to law school. So I just couldn't tell people, because what if, you know? It wasn't about embarrassing myself, you know? It wasn't about, oh, what if I told everybody and then something happened and I didn't get to go and it was so embarrassing. It wasn't about embarrassing, it was about heartache. So I really needed this vacation. Yeah, to get away from it all. And right up to the moment of leaving, it was really, really bad. And when I am stressed, it all just happens on my body. So I started getting sick everywhere. And for the first time ever, I started coughing like crazy. I thought I had like COVID again. And I went to the doctors and they were like, okay, your vocal cords are stressed out. Yeah, so I dropped all my plans for last minute covers. Like, I've seen pictures and videos of my vocal cords and they were really swollen and red. I started getting like rashes all over my body, ulcer. It was bad. Anything that's, you know, stress induced, I had. So I just really, really needed this vacation, and it's nearing the end, and I am to my last full day in Greece, and I have to say that it has helped a lot. I knew it was gonna help, and it has. I wish it was longer, but I have things to do before I go back in Seoul, so yeah. But it did help. I guess I just needed to space out, just hang at the pool, force myself to take naps, eat good, sleep a lot, which I did. I did all of that. And I read like crazy, which was good. I so needed to do that. So it's been really good. But there were moments, even here, where my head would just drift into thinking like, what if something crazy happens and I don't get to go? Yeah, but I'm a lot better than how I was back in Seoul. So yeah, I mean, I guess I would have to go into therapy to dive into the deep roots of why I am like this, but I think it's because this is like the second time I want something a lot. It's been a while since I wanted something sincerely. There was a moment where I was like, okay, I have to not want it as much, because then it's gonna be taken away. But then I got angry immediately. I'm like, I can want this. I deserve it. I worked hard for this. Yeah, I'm going to want it as bad as I want to. Huh. So yeah, I decided that I'm going to want and desire this as much as I want to. I'm just gonna try to overcome this angst. The only thing that's standing between me and law school right now is student visa. And everyone's like, if you don't have a criminal record, you're gonna go. I have rented an apartment. I have paid deposit and first month rent. I have paid the first semester's tuition minus the scholarship. I have a mentor who just emailed me this morning. What else? Joined all the Discord and Facebook groups for the incoming 1L of my school. I'm going. I know I'm going, but you know, and back in Seoul, people have been crying. My friends have been crying. They're like, oh my God, I don't get to see you for the next 3 years. Don't think I will be able to like come visit and have a lot of fun, because it's law school. It's gonna be a lot of work. So they were missing me already, which is very sweet, and they were crying. I wasn't emotional at all, because I don't think I'm going. You know, that's how crazy I was. I'm like, I'm just waiting for it. Like, okay, just, you know, hit me with it now. Like, what is it? So that's how I've been for the past 3 months. That's why my vlog update has been very slow. I have been emotionally and physically unwell, but I am getting better thanks to a lot of kind people around me who's been helping me, who's been telling me that it's gonna be okay. I've been like a broken record, like, oh, same thing. They're like, it's gonna be fine. You're going to law school. You're going, okay? Nothing bad is gonna happen. You've been through all the bad shit. It's done. Okay, all the bad things that could happen in your life, you've been through that, so it's over. You're going to law school. They've been telling me the same thing over and over and over again to assure me and reassure me. So, and books. I've been reading all these books that have been recommended to me. I don't know if they are a must read. I actually came to this vacation wanting to recommend like the must read pre-law school books, but I don't think any of them are a must read. I think they're good books if you are a freaking out 0L and you just have to do something to, you know, keep yourself calm before going to school. They're all good books, but I don't think they're a must read. So here's what I've been reading. How to Be Sort of Happy in Law School. This was good. Oh, 1L. I actually read this when I was in middle school, high school. I think it was middle school. I read this not knowing that I was gonna read this as an incoming 1L. It reads differently because it was written such a long time ago, a different system for LSAT. But because law school system hasn't changed that much, it still rings true, a lot of it, I think. It's a really fun read. Law School Confidential, 1L of a Ride, Getting to Maybe, and I also have like one John Grisham book that somebody recommended because the main character graduated from Georgetown Law. Usually I read a lot of fiction on my holidays. Well, usually I read a lot of fiction, period. I'm not a non-fiction girl. But on this particular holiday, I was set on reading all these 0L books. That's what I did, and a little underwhelmed. They were kind of helpful. I'm not saying they were a waste of my time. I am glad that I read them, but I'd say read them if you're feeling super nervous and crazy anxious, but I don't think it's a must. So that's it. That's how I've been, and I'm going to law school. My flight to Washington, D.C. takes off August 12th, and hopefully my next video will be from my new DC home. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys are looking forward to watching my vlogs from Georgetown Law.